Hello and a very warm welcome to our Symphos training video, Islands of Emotions. Feelings control our activities, but talking about them is one of the most sensitive issues in counseling. Often we are not aware about our feelings. This can block further steps and decisions. It's not easy to change oneself alone. The material you need is the symbol case number 3. A piece of blue denim, 22 islands, a small wooden ship, 10 tokens, chalk and a boy. I'll show you first the material we have. 3 such bags are available with a total of 22 islands inside. For example, this here is the island of longing, mourning, the island of joy, and so on. I put it back in the suitcase. Then there's a bag here with such small tokens. You can use as many as you need if you want to portray people. This is a ship. Where there's water, you might need a ship, but you don't have to use that either. And finally, the backside, where you can paint with chalk. The chalk is in there. And it could be, after finishing the picture, you think there's something missing, like for example a thought, an event, everything that's not a feeling, you can write on the back of islands, but you don't need to. The following slides describe the counseling process step by step. First, the client considers the objectives and discusses them with the counselor. As a starting point, a clear headline should be selected. Now you explained your topic. You are so exhausted after work. Could you find a headline for this? One single sentence? After introducing the material, the client starts to decide whether it fits to the topic or not. The client can also use the backside of other islands and label them with chalk. The other items, like the small wooden ship and the tokens, can be used additionally. During this time, the client is left alone. If possible, the counselor leaves the room but always offers to answer questions. Now, the core phase of symbol work starts. It consists in the 5 steps of Symphos counseling, which will be presented now in depth. The client starts presenting the heading of her presentation. If there's a group setting, the client chooses 2 or 3 observers as a supporting group. These peers are actively involved in all steps of the counseling session. The client talks about what she has displayed. She always states which island she is talking about and explains all chosen symbols. The counselor is aware of the client's presence. While she is speaking, he observes her body language, breathing, the pitch of her voice.
So, I start up there at the upper end, with the island of longing, because I have the longing to feel happy.
Then the counselor asks factual questions. They only refer to the symbols, to what is visible. No why or how come questions. This is not about interpretation, but understanding only. The counselor feeds back everything he has perceived and observed while the client told her story. No interpretations, just pure perception of body language, voice and so on. I tell you what I noticed. While you were talking about joy, your voice rose. Telling about your anger, the color of your face changed. The counselor and the peers talk about the client. They are thinking aloud, asking questions like, what's the problem and what should be different? Thinking aloud, I had the idea that you already started your journey. You are on your way. You know what to do. And the second point is your passion for work. The final step leads into a discussion about needed support and further steps to reach the client's goal. At the end, the client should be committed to agreed actions. That's the end of the intervention and the starting point for the client's journey into change. To find out more, please visit our website symphos-youth.eu.